welcome back. Today's going to be a little different. We're actually going to do a walkthrough video of our cargo conversion trailer. A lot of you guys have asked about it, especially a lot of the new subscribers in the last couple of years have asked, hey, could you do a walkthrough and show us everything? Because typically we're on a trip or we're just showing you guys a DIY and you don't get to see the whole thing. So without further ado, I'm going to give you a complete walkthrough of this trailer and tell you all about it. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as we enjoy traveling in it and living in it, and building it and getting to where it's at has been quite the journey and a lot of fun. So here we go. We're going to start at the front and I'm going to show you all about the mini split. So on the front of the trailer, we did a mini split. We also have two propane bottles. I can't remember what size they are, but they're the average, like for your barbecue grill. I can't remember if those are 20 pounds, 30 pounds. Anyway, they're like used for barbecue grills. It does have an electric jack, so I didn't want to be cranking on it or pulling on it. I just wanted to be able to push a button and jack it up. So anyway, we're just going to talk about the mini split. So actually I need to get to the other side to talk about the mini split. All right, this is the mini split. It is a 115 unit and it is 12,000 BTU. Does really well. It heats and cools really well. We've been in some places where it's been as low as in the 20s and it has no problem heating and keeping it comfortable. We've also been in places where it's been over 100. Not way over 100, but over 100, and it has kept us comfortable also on the cooling side. So we really love the mini split, and this is our second one. Our trailer is now about 4 years old and we just had to replace it. Go back and watch the video I put out last week, and or when you guys see this, it may be week before last. You can go back and I was talking about having to replace the mini split and the refrigerator and why I think it happened. But we do leave ours running full time going down the road, and we do think that contributed to it. So in the future we will be doing things a little different. So anyway, back to the mini split. On the mini split, you can see right here, this is a cover that I put on it. And if you guys want to know more about the mini splits, go on to our library, and there's one about how to install a mini split. And I talk about all this stuff here in detail, like this cover. This cover is to keep small rocks and bugs and stuff going down the road from going in there and damaging the fan or the coils or anything. Now, I do leave mine running going down the road. 24/7 it stays on. We never turn it off, but we have a big solar array and a lot of lithium batteries, and you'll see about that as we keep going in this video. But we just let it run even when it's unhooked sitting here at the house. I just think that it's better not to leave them off where they're getting condensation and mildew and all the other stuff, and we're able to do it and it doesn't cost us anything to do it. So anyway, we were talking about the mini split. So anyway, go watch our video on that if you want to know more about it. Down here, this is the dual propane tanks. Now, one of them runs our on-demand water heater, and the other one runs the barbecue grill that we use all the time when we're out camping. So that's why we have two, and it's also nice, you know, if you run out of hot water, that you can actually just come out here and switch them over, and you got another whole tank for your hot water. Because we don't do a whole lot of barbecuing, so it just works out well for us. On the tongue is the extended tongue. So when you buy your trailer, buy the I think it's 5 foot extended tongue if you want to be able to do this. Now this right here is a generator rack, and you can get it off Amazon. And if I can remember, I'll put these links to these things down in the description. But you can see it's got a bar right here in the front and one on each side. And I think it was rated for 300 or 350 pounds. I've actually stood on this thing just to be able to get up and look across the roof use it kind of like a ladder, climbing up on everything, even stand on top of the mini split. I probably ain't gonna recommend that, but I've done it. But if you want to do this, you're definitely gonna need the 5-foot extension. So just think about that in advance if you're gonna build your own cargo conversion. Now, we didn't talk a whole lot about the trailer yet, and we'll talk about that now, but this is a 24-foot, 7-foot high, 8.5 feet wide cargo trailer. And it does have the ramp door, so you can let the door down, makes a ramp. And we did this. If you go back and watch some of our other videos, you'll know that Kathy is a survivor of COVID, and she almost didn't make it, and it put her in a wheelchair. She's now can walk and does pretty good, but originally she was in a wheelchair, so we did the ramp door so I could get her in and out easy. So going back to the trailer, this is a Diamond. The brand of it is Diamond Trailer, and they were out of South Georgia. Be honest with you, I don't know if they're in business anymore. You guys can go and look them up. We had a print business here for a while, so this was kind of a play that we made it a play and haul, toy hauler, and because some of these campgrounds you go into, they're not real wild about cargo conversion. So we actually gave it a name and a sticker, and it's kind of a play on words for another manufacturer, if you know who I'm talking about. But we decided to put that on there. And then right on the side up here, they're always looking for that magical sticker that gets you in somewhere, even though, in my opinion, these trailers that we build, or the ones that I've built, are much better than ones you buy. At least stuff ain't falling off of it from the factory. But it's a RVIA sticker, and then this one here just says custom cargo trailer, and it was built in the same place. So anyway, we know if we ever get caught on it, we're not going to lie about it. We just it's just kind of funny to us that everybody makes such a big stink about it. So we just thought it was funny. Anyway, it's got our channel logos and stuff on the back of it, and QR codes, stuff where you can find us going down the road, and people do occasionally. Now you may notice on top of it, it has a lot of solar, and I mean a lot. It's got 2,225 watts. That is 2.25 kilowatts of solar on top of it. And that's a lot. And on a good day, you're going to get to use about half of that. And that's what we figured it on, and that works out really well for us. So I'll get into that a little more here in just a little while. Also, on our channel, you go back and I can't remember what the name of the video was, but it's so you want a solar-powered cargo trailer, I think is what it is, and it goes pretty in depth about our solar system and what all we had to do to it, how we built it, what it's capable of, and that kind of stuff. And it actually shows you videos, pictures of the actual batteries and the panels and that kind of stuff. I'm not going to do that in this video, otherwise this video is going to end up turning into be an hour-and-a-half video. I don't want to do that. You guys are not going to stay with me that long and watch it, and I understand that. Time is valuable. So I'm just kind of hitting the highlights of how we did it. And then you guys can go binge watch if you want to and look up all of our videos on the different things we've done. Now, one of the ones we did here recently, a week or two ago, was how I mounted this bike. And it's done with I'm going to call it homemade, but it is a spare tire mount that you can mount a spare tire and a bicycle. Again, there is a video of it. You guys go look up the video. I can't remember what it's called either. I should be able to remember these, but some of these are a year old or more. Some of them 2 years old. You guys go look them up. It's really interesting. A really good friend did it on his cargo first, and then he sent me the specs on how he did it, and I just copied it, and I'll give you credit. Brad gave it to me. Brad, yeah, I really appreciate it. And I know you watch our video, so thank you again. All right, so another thing is it's got a 20-foot canopy, awning canopy, whichever one you want to call it. But it's 20 foot, and where I got that was I got it off of a wrecked RV. It's where I got all the framework. And then I got me a new canvas for it and put it on. So it's virtually new, all of it, except for the framework, and the framework was not damaged. So it's worked out really good for us. Now, you can order these custom. You can get them with the windows already in them, or you can cut them in yourself. We opted to have this window and the same one on the other side in the same exact place put in at the factory, because I knew that's where I wanted them. And the rest of them we did ourselves because I was not sure where I wanted them. Now, I had tried to decide if I wanted one in the door or if I didn't. Later decided I did, so I installed it myself. And that's how that come about. You can also have these cargo doors put in, and I did not because, again, I was not sure where I wanted to put them. So we had these cargo doors put in. And the cargo doors are nice. I really wish I'd had them put into the factory if I could have thought it out far enough, but it just didn't work out that way. So do your planning if you want to. This is an emergency escape window, and that sits in the bedroom, living room area. I'll show you here in a minute. This is for Starlink. And what I did is I just, you can take that cap off, and it's a RJ45. I took my cable for my Starlink and cut it and put it back together. That's how I keep from having to set it up in the camp all the time. Again, I'm pretty sure there is a video about our Starlink. Can't swear to it. Pretty sure there is. For it, and I'll go back and do one, because that is a really nice way to do that. You don't have to try to put the cable through a window or up under it or through a door. It just works out really good. So this is an outdoor shower. Everybody knows how that works. And this, you open this up, you have your city water connection and your freshwater connection. That's where you put your fresh water in your tank that you're going to use with your 12-volt pump. The other one, you hook it up. It's got a little door right here. It's where your hose comes out, and you hook it up to the actual water in the campground. Then up here, you've got a outlet for your 110. This is a 30 amp inlet, and that's where you get your shore power from. And then this door here I put in myself too, and this is where I keep the fresh water filter and the hoses and the power cable stored when we're traveling. Again, I wish I'd have thought this out better as we were building it, and I would have had them put all these doors in instead of having the headache of having to do it myself. All right, down there at the bottom, you can see down here, that is your gray water and your black water, the sewage outlets. And there is two handles. Of course, the one that's gray is for the gray water, and the one that is black over here, if you can see it, is for the black water. Now, we had the bottom of our trailer, I don't know, you don't call it blown. We had the closed cell foam sprayed on it, and it turned out really nice, and the floor does not sweat anymore, works really, really well. So if you're not going to do your floors like some other people where they when they started, they put down the foam board and then they put another floor on top of that. We opted not to do that, and we just had it sprayed on the bottom. So back here at the back, I have a sewage tube that goes all the way across that holds the old stinky slinky. And I'll show you up here at the front. We were in Texas here a while back, and I was doing a video on the tanks and how I set them up, and don't know how well I can show you this under here, but I will try to show you. But you can see the piping. That is the one of the gray waters. There's two of them. There's one up here and one here, and I have them tied together. They're 20 gallon tanks, so that makes 40 gallons altogether. And you can see in this one right here that there's some monitors in it, and that's how I know how much I have in it. And again, I have the two tied together, so I just have the monitors in the one tank, and it tells me how much is in there. Now back here toward the back, this is the black tank, and it is a 28 gallon, I believe is right. And again, it has the sensors on it too. But you can see where we had this blown with a closed cell. and it has really worked out well for us. Now, right here at the outlets and stuff, I put a light here. It's an LED light, and I can turn this on if we're in a campground at night and I need to be able to see, because you guys know a lot of these campgrounds, man, they are super dark at night. You know, but you guys know in a lot of these campgrounds, it's super dark at night. So I wanted to have a way to be able to light up the area if I had to go out and dump the tanks or whatever I need to do. Even if I'm going to walk the dog, it's nice to have a little extra lighting. In fact, these lights up here, and there's one right down here, these are floodlights. We have them there. We have them on the back. And there's also cameras. You can see the cameras. You can see 360 degrees around here. And it's all done because we use Starlink and a router. So we also have a monitor that does hot and cold, because we leave our pets in here when we're gone sometimes and want to be able to check in on them and see what's happening. We also have an Alexa that we can access the camera on, so we can see what they're up to, make sure they're not getting in no trouble. All right. That's pretty much for the outside, so let's go in the inside and I'll show you around here just a little bit. Go in here and find some lights. So while we're talking about lights, I used a touch pad. So all these are touch. You can you turn on anything. I was talking about the sewer light. Here's the sewer light. So you turn it on, that little light comes on out there. This is your panel for your gray water, black water, and your fresh water, and also the battery that sits out on the tongue. The bottom, you can turn your 12-volt pump on if you're on pump water. And then you can see that my fresh water is empty right now. But that's how I did that. And then for the power, for the 30 amp, I just used a regular RV box here. So it has the 110 in it, and then it has all the 12 volt on this side. Pretty simple. It does have a transfer switch on it. So like I was telling you, we have a lot of solar and we don't use a generator. But a transfer switch allows you to hook up to shore power, and if you unhook from shore power like on mine, the switch automatically flips over to my solar. So you never know that the power switched in here, really, other than you might see the light blink, but other than that, you don't know. So Kathy has medical equipment she has to have, and it has to be reliable power. So if we're hooked up at night and we have a storm and the power goes out, we just keep going and don't know it. So when the power comes back on, it does have about I think it's a 30-second reset. So when the power comes back on to go back to shore power, everything does go off for about 30 seconds, and then it flips back the other way. And I guess it's just a safety check. It's built into it. But going the other way, we never know it. So we are in the kitchen area, so let's just start in the kitchen. All right, so in the kitchen, you can see on the refrigerator here, I have some bungee cords, and I have them tied into the wall. And the refrigerator is actually secured to the wall with some brackets. I do this just for security if one of those brackets was to come loose, to kind of hold it in place. And also, if our child locks, if they came undone, it just keeps that door from flying open. And ask us how we know, and we'll tell you, but you guys can figure out how we know. So on the top, I've kind of utilized the extra space we have up here. And up here is where I keep most of my barbecue supply stuff. And then here, I've built a little shelf where you can pull the cutting racks and that kind of stuff out in it. Of course, we got to have our Keurig for our coffee. Everybody loves coffee, right? I mean, I'm a connoisseur. I love it. And down here, we've strapped in the old crock pot, so it's strapped to the wall, along with the oven and a microwave. So you've pretty much got all the amenities of home, even an ice maker. So this is new filters for the water filter system. I'm not going to go change here in a little bit. But up here in the top we keep cooking supply stuff like oils and the PAM and that kind of stuff. Over here we just got a door that's it's got some extra cooking stuff. It's got a waffle maker and a blender and an induction top, that kind of stuff. So pretty simple. Not a whole lot going on in the kitchen that you don't normally have. Down here is you got your garbage can. Over under here we keep the dog and cat bowls. So that's where they get their water and food from. Then under here it's just more storage. And you can see we take care of the dogs and cats a whole lot, don't we? Then over here in these drawers you have utensils and batteries and knives and that kind of stuff. Over here is just another little prep area, and under it is canned goods. And then up here in the top is where we keep all of our plates and bowls and that kind of thing. So pretty typical kitchen. Now this is the bathroom, and I'm really proud of the bathroom and the way it turned out. And when I went to build this, Kathy had two things that she said, you got to put those in there or she's just not going to be happy about it. No, not really. But she did ask for these two things, and one of them was a fireplace. It has that, I'll show you in a little bit. And the other one is this bathroom with a tub. She wanted a shower tub unit. Now this is a full-size home shower and tub. So I actually had to put this in here before I started building the walls. If I ever got to take it out, it's going to be a problem. So think about that up front. But this is the actual tub, and we've got the kitty litter box sitting over in there because if it spills any, I want it to spill in there where it's easy cleaned up. But it typically sits here in the floor. Now we keep our towels and stuff there, and the medicine cabinet. And she's probably going to kill me for me opening all these doors showing you guys stuff, but it's a typical medicine cabinet that you get from any Home Depot or Lowe's. And I just took some plastic and thin plastic and made lips to where the stuff can't fall out. Again, ask me why I had to do that. Every time I opened that door, everything fell on the floor. So over here we have the on-demand water heater, and I specially built an exhaust for it up here. This is double-walled metal. It has a hole, and then it comes right over to the fan. So I just make sure the fan's on anytime we use this, and it's been like this for about 4 years. I have had absolutely no problems. I do not smell the propane, and there is no warpage from anything getting too hot. So it does work. This down here is just the piping and stuff coming out of here going into the walls. I just wanted to make it look nice. And then you got your regular porcelain toilet down here. I did not want a plastic one. I wanted the regular porcelain one. It's just what you have at home, and I just like it better. Now, here's one of the things that I was really proud of. How many of you have RVs, and every time you walk down the hall, the door either opens out and gets in your way, or you got to open it into the bathroom, and you got to get in and squeeze by the door to get it closed back in that tight space? I didn't want to do that. We've had those. So what I did was I made a sliding door, like a pocket door. And this is the way we lock it for travel. When we're sitting somewhere else, you just pull it out. That's how that works. So it's really pretty. Kind of goes along with the rest of the woodwork and stuff in here. That's I'll show you from the other side how well you can see that, but it's got some hangers on it, so you can hang towels and stuff from it. Kathy usually hangs her nightgown and stuff on there. So on the bathtub itself, I put these in. So that's got your shower gel, conditioner, and shampoo. Comes off Amazon, and we love these towels. They're not terry cloth, almost like a microfiber. Really, really light, and they dry really fast. So you can see we've had to accessorize some. Now, one of the things that I've added here recently was every time I got ready to get a shower, and I'm a really early riser. Kathy is not. She stays up late at night and sleeps in the mornings, and that's good. We're retired. That's what she ought to do. But that's kind of her time clock, and I'm in bed by 10 o'clock every night, but I'm up early. So one of the things we discovered when we built this was when I put the lights in, guess what? Guess what I did? Yeah, I forgot and put the lights that run up and down the ceiling in here. These, when I turn these off for her to go to bed, and I get up in the mornings and get ready to take a shower, well, that don't work out too good, does it? So I installed a few extra lights. And this is some recent stuff we did, but this is a LED rope light, and it goes all the way around the top of it. And it works out really nice. It's just enough light that it's easy to see in here for me. It's enough light that I can shave, take a shower, I get dressed. I mean, it's just enough light, and it's not overpowering. So we really like that. Let me turn some lights back on here. So that's pretty much the bathroom. Now, down here when you first come in the door, this is a laundry hamper. So you just pull the lid up, and there's all of your washing supplies, a place to put all your dirty clothes. And then these cabinets up here, these are just food storage type cabinets, and that's what we do with them. We just have the food and some storage things, bags, and same thing up here. So that's what this is, and we use the little bungee cords so stuff don't fall out going down the road. Again, another big storage area for food. This down here has got our inverter in it. So this is a 3,000 watt pure sine wave inverter, and that is what the house here operates off of whenever we're on solar. And again, we just never turn anything off because it just runs and does what it's supposed to do. And this is a monitor on the wall. It's an old iPhone, but if you get Victron stuff, it comes with an app. And I just used an old phone and I monitor all my stuff there. They make a thing called a Serbo. It's $500 something. Does that too, but it's just a little fancier. It just looks nicer. And this over here is storage for Kathy. It's where she keeps all of her shorts, underwear, socks, that kind of stuff. And then this here is for cats and dogs. It keeps all their stuff. She likes to dress them up in little outfits. So this is one of the windows, and you can see why the window is here. It's just nice. I'm standing up, I can see outside, but if I'm sitting down, then I don't have to worry about people looking in the window at me and stuff. Same thing over here. Now here's the mini split. You can see I got it set to 70 degrees in here, but it's actually 68. So and it's 80 degrees outside right now in the shop. So it does a really good job. And then our TV, I mounted it to the wall. Now this is on a swivel and it actually collapses against the wall over here. I won't try to collapse it all the way right this minute. It's hard to do it with one hand, but it collapses against the wall, and then there's a bungee down there, and it comes up and over and latches up here. And that keeps it, when we're traveling, from keeping so much stress on the hanger of it. So I'm showing you the escape window. That is the escape window, and we are in the living room. So this is where we spend the majority of our time. So there's two recliners here, and this works out great because when we're sitting here watching TV in the evenings, you have this. Oh yeah, Kathy's fireplace. She had to have the fireplace. So it's a typical RV fireplace. It does actually heat, and it has the, I don't know what they call it. It's got the glow to it. It's like a film in the background. It looks like a flame. But anyway, in the evenings when we're sitting around, it makes the ambiance nice. So in the evenings, when we finally get ready to go to bed, we take these recliners and we put them right here. They just slide right up in here behind each other, and then we let the Murphy bed down. this is a Murphy bed. So, don't know how well you can see that. It's kind of hard to do this by yourself. But it is a full-size Murphy bed, and it just folds down. So, that's how we make this a living room and a bedroom, and the space works out quite nice for us. Now, there is supposed to be a curtain across here that matches this, and I do have them. However, I had a little accident with the curtain rod pole, and I've got to put it back up and put the curtains back on. So typically there's curtains, and in some of our older videos you'll notice there's some curtains there, and that's the reason is it's just an ugly door. So who wants to look at that? But it works well when I got it down, because from time to time we do haul the Goldwing with us, and the Goldwing fits here in the living room. Problem is, unless it's somewhere that we're going just a day's travel out and back, it really becomes cumbersome to have it in here, because you have to unload that every night before you can put the bed down, and then put it back in, and then worry about securing it and somebody messing with it, and you know, sometimes we stay at Cracker Barrels and stuff, and I just don't feel good about it. So unless we're staying somewhere close, we usually don't take it anywhere. Now this closet right here is where I keep all of my stuff. That's I keep them in these 1x1 compartments, and that's where I keep the socks and shorts, underwear, some t-shirts, that kind of stuff. I think we're about to run out of stuff to talk about here. You guys are probably tired of hearing me talk, but this is the closet, and again, you open it up, typical closet. We've got the, I forget what they call that silver stuff, but I got it on the back wall just for heat. But everything's in here. Now, it has a false bottom in it, because that's where my 30-gallon water tank for my fresh water is at. And we want to be able to access that. Also, the pump. The pump is behind this black plate. You take it off, and the 12-volt water pump is there. This is also a flip-up desk. You can pull it out and flip it up, and it makes a desk. You know, where else am I going to edit my videos and stuff from, right? So, down here, my buddy Bill and his wife Deb decided Kathy needed some Reva shelves, and they slide out. So you can just see this is where we keep our cookware at, and it holds quite a bit of stuff. So that's about it. I hope we get back up where you can see me. But that's about it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the tour. And it is not an all-inclusive tour. Like I said, a lot of the stuff like the solar, go back and find the video. And I think it was titled, So You Want a Solar-Powered Cargo Trailer. I think that's right. So you want a solar-powered trailer or a solar-powered cargo trailer? Anyway, go back in the library and look for it. You'll find it. It's just real easy. In fact, I think the thumbnail's got a picture of the top of the trailer, all the solar panels on it. Now, down here in this box, right here, that is full of lithium batteries. There is four 300 amp lithium batteries. So that's 1200 amps of lithium. We're on a 24 volt system. You do the math on it, we have 600 amps of lithium battery at 24 volts. You guys don't understand how that works that way? Go watch the video about the solar. I explained it a little bit in there about how that works. Under there's a drawer down here. That's got all of our shoes in it. We're not gonna pull that out. Kathy's gonna get on to me already for pulling all these drawers out. That's pretty much everything in our trailer. I do have a lot of safety in here now. There's 3 fire extinguishers. There's one up in the front at the kitchen. There is, in fact, you can probably see it way up there in the front. There is one down here by the door, and there's one back here at the back door. Now, the ones of you that's going to get on to me for safety and about how do you get out and the fire escape window and it being small, and don't worry, because when we're parked, I unlock the back door. The bike is off of it when we're camping, and we lock these latches on both sides, and you can't open it from the outside that way. Neither can you lock us in from the outside because I locked the latches back where you can't close them. So that's a big fire escape door. If I need out quick, I just knock that door down. So the window on the side here, the escape window, really is more for us to be able to see outside in the evenings when we're watching TV. It's really not for us to get out through. Now, if we had to, we could. I got to tell you though, it ain't going to be real pretty, and it's probably going to get us hurt doing it, but it would be a whole lot better than burning up in the trailer. The big deal is that back door back there. Just shove it down when we're camping. Now, if you're up here toward the front, you can get out the front. But I have that, and then we have the smoke and carbon dioxide sensors, and you have one in here, and then there's one in here in the kitchen. So if you guys think I ain't safety conscious, think again. But just want to make sure we're always safe. There's also a fire extinguisher in the truck in case I need one in the truck. In fact, it's mounted right beside the driver's seat, between it and the door. Had a friend got my truck the other day to borrow it, and he says, "Man, I really like that. It's chrome plated. It's pretty." So, but it's always there if you need it. All right, I'm not gonna keep you guys. If you want to know more, like I said, if you want to know more about any subject that we've talked about today, go back in our library and look. Let's go through there and do some binge watching for a while. You'll enjoy a lot of them. It's just like putting on this rock. It's actually a sponge type foam, and it insulates the outer walls a little bit to keep the heat and cold transfer down. But that's about it for this video. I really hope you guys have enjoyed it. I enjoyed walking around and showing you my masterpiece here. Just looking at the map up here. The map's got places where we've been, and we also have one on the door. We got to get out and knock some more states off. All right. Well, I'm gonna go outside here and find a few more things to do. Getting ready to go on a trip to Texas to the rendezvous. So, anyway, we will check you guys down the road. All right, if you see us out, honk at us, blow the horn, wave at us when you go by. We'll see you guys down the road. Bye now.